By next weekend, beach weather, and that is why I'm smiling. All right, we're going to take
back, everybody. It's turning into more than just May gray. It's wet.
Oh yeah,
it's raining.
An actual cold front in May, so very typical for this time of year. It's a system we'd normally see in the wintertime, but now it's making its way south through Southern California, and yeah, we actually have rain, and we're taking out
a pretty good chance they'll get off the ground this time.
Good to hear.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Also, our weather maybe not so good. A big change for us. I mean, a huge cool down. 10, 15 degrees cooler possible today than we saw just yesterday. That timing on the weekend, right? Of course, today, the one day we wanted the dry weather, a little bit wet, but I mean, it's doable and it's getting better from here. So I think we'll be okay.
Being the operative word there.
That's doable.
Right. This feels better than 93 will, I'm imagining.
I just got that. I was late. Sorry.
No problem.
But above 6,000 feet, a flurry could be kind of funky to see this
time of year.
Yeah,
it sure is.
Middle of May. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
All right, thanks, Indra.
Sure. So still fresh powder on the ground, spring skiing, almost a foot of powder. So beach weather, mountains, SoCal.
You can have it both.
At its best, yeah. By the way, a little bit of drizzle is not that bad.
The chocolate won't melt in the kids' Easter basket.
That's a good point, because I know.
No 90s, none of this.
I can see myself doing this as a kid. You're right.
Exactly. There you go. Thanks, Indra.
Now, visitors hoping to go for a hike here at Santa Susana Pass in Chatsworth will instead find signs that look like this one. Trail closed.
Wind advisory, that's the other story. Every time again we have the onshore flow, those strong winds blow in the high deserts. So the Antelope Valley seeing some stronger winds than yesterday, not by much, but gusts today can go up to 50 instead of just 40 that we saw yesterday. So this is what we're watching. It's one we had this morning. Now UCLA, you thought you were cold at 41. Then there was Palmdale, 28 degrees this morning, and it is expected to be colder tonight. Ouch. That is moving off to the east. What we are starting to build is a dome of high pressure, so we will warm up. The opposite effect for Sunday and Monday. Doesn't last too long though, because it almost looks like a little dip here as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday. And notice, not a lot of energy. It's just enough. We're going to bring the marine layer and the clouds back for about the middle of the week.
Cooler out there, maybe some fog in some places. Yes. Let's check in with Indra Petersons for the latest on our weather conditions.
Yeah, what is going on? It looks so much like last weekend. The same thing, beautiful during the week, and then we hit the weekend, and another big low. It's just parked itself off the coastline. So what does this mean? Yeah, I think we already see it this morning. It's actually just churning up that eddy. We're seeing that marine layer, again, not just the coastline, filling in all the way into the valleys again. So actually, we're going to be talking about a 10, even 15 degree cool down in the inland areas. On the west coast, we are taking a look. A lot of moisture kind of filling in. So we've already been talking about this. The onshore flow, or the wind coming off the ocean, pushing those low-level clouds all the way inland. That's what's bringing us this gray in the morning hours. And as we go through the afternoon, it does start to break a little bit today. Orange County coastal sections actually have a dense fog advisory till about 8 o'clock in the morning. Some places visibility less than about a quarter of a mile. So this is what we dealt with yesterday. Downtown set a new record of 91 degrees. We continue, as we did early this morning, to see more of these moderate and even heavier rain bands pushing through. You can see right here, it's from the south as they push through to the north that they are developing. Now, once you see the reds, we're starting to get into that 3/4 of an inch an hour. The orange is about that 1/2 inch an hour. At 1/2 inch an hour is the threshold that we start to get concerned with, especially when it starts to head up towards the burn areas. So as you can tell, as this loop starts over again, this is only about a 3-hour loop that we have lately seen some of these thresholds pushing through the burn areas. All of that only means more runoff as it continues to fall down that hillside. Now there's basically 2 areas that continue to push through all morning long with the heavier bands. One is the one I just showed you, the second being farther down to the south, so right around Orange County. These bands continue to develop in the exact same direction, following the direction of the wind, and those pushed out towards San Bernardino, even towards the mountains. The only piece of good news here, even though we continue to see these very heavy rainfall rates, is that we are starting to now pick up some snow. So that'll mean less runoff. We'll have to wait for that snow to melt before that runoff occurs. So little hint of good news in that area. Something I want to show you real quick as I zoom out very wide. This is one portion of the storm, the warm portion we've been really dealing with for the last several days. But notice out in the distance, see how we're seeing lightning, definitely a big gap between the two. There's something going on. It's this right here is the reason we've been talking about tonight and through Wednesday being the biggest time period that we're concerned with the heaviest rainfall. It's when the thunderstorms drop, those heavier rainfall rates occur. First, let's start with this actual system, what we've been dealing with. Remember, it's the winds that increase the highest rainfall rate. So there's the core of the winds right here in the jet stream. That's falling down to the south today. And then as we continue through the day, it's going to go more south to north. So it's really going to affect our south-facing mountain slopes That's the reason we're talking about this heavy rainfall on those hillsides. Now, the other thing we're looking at, take a look. Again, this is that moisture band, the subtropical warm moisture air. And notice it almost looks like two systems out here. Look just to the north of us. That looks very different, almost like a complete different system. That's the low itself that now you can see this is where we're seeing those thunderstorms. That's what's starting to pull farther down to the south. So that's what we're concerned with. So here we go again. This is the warm moisture we've been dealing with the last several days. Now that second system is completely different. Now it's the same system, but it's the actual core low itself that brings in the cold air. When these two clash together, that's when we have the chance for instability, the chance for thunderstorms, which really translates into the highest rainfall rates we've seen. Rainfall rates we haven't even seen yet. All this occurs as that cold front passes through overnight tonight in through tomorrow morning. So be prepared. We're going to be seeing rainfall rates anywhere from 1 to 2 inches an hour. In perspective right now, we're only about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch an hour. It's about 4 times stronger than what we're seeing. Coastal sections look for another 2 to 4 inches. Foothills, mountains as much as 8 inches. 10 inches in the San Gabriels and where we see the thunderstorms. And again, all this likely occurring late this evening in the early hours tomorrow morning as that front passes. Front passing means colder air is with us, so the snow level continues to drop. We'll see a drop as low as about 4,500 feet, which could be a problem on the Grapevine. Couple of inches there, but at least 1 to 2 feet of snow above 6,500 feet. So we're going to be monitoring that. So all this stays with us again. The toughest time period, not even here yet. Overnight through tomorrow morning. Still lasting through Thursday. Really watching for even some afternoon thunderstorms on Wednesday. Then it dries out for a couple days. A little system kicks on through. Saturday evening, maybe in towards Sunday morning. Tiny guy. This isn't going to be the big deal here. The biggest concern is the next few hours as we go through the overnight period tonight and through tomorrow. And of course, we'll be here with you. We're going to come on at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning to talk about the storm as it starts to develop with you. Leslie, Phillip.